Oh, sorry, I've just got to take this. It's my anxiety calling. Hello, what's the emergency? That's what anxiety feels like when it calls. Urgent, panicked, must answer it. And then we do. The reason we answer those calls is because they're like internal sirens going off within us. And I didn't know that I didn't have to pay attention to them, that I was free to let them pass. And in this video, that's what I talk about, how I learn to allow anxious thoughts to appear, pass through, and not pay them the attention I'd always given them until now.
Hello, my name's Kieran and I'm an artist, writer and creative mentor. And for as long as I can remember, I've been creating art, and something that's also accompanied me for all those years was anxiety. Art helped to relieve me of my anxious thinking, but then when I wasn't painting, the anxious thinking would return and I wouldn't know how to deal with it. I didn't realise that it wasn't the painting itself that was bringing me relief. It was a change in relationship I was having to my thinking. When I was making art, I would still have all sorts of thoughts passing through my head, but I wouldn't be listening to it. I was too busy focused on my painting. I would allow all thoughts to be there and I wouldn't be interacting with any of them. The key was that I wasn't placing any of my attention on those thoughts. Once my paintbrush was put down, I would instantly start to relate to my thinking in a different way. I would be paying close attention to the thoughts I was having, and the ones I was paying the most attention to were the anxious ones. Why?
Because those feelings felt so urgent and I could feel them in my body, I would give them all my attention.
So I would get to work. I would read all the self-help books, listen to endless podcasts, and be seeking reassurance and the answers to these problems that thought had provided. The one thing I never did was to look away from them and not place my attention on them, when in reality, all I was doing was creating more anxious thoughts by focusing on them and believing them. So what did I do? I began to relate to those anxious thoughts the same way I did when I was painting. I didn't pay them any attention. I let them float by like clouds in the sky, and I discovered that when I did that, I felt more at peace, the anxious thinking dissipated, and I would have fresh ideas and see things more with clarity.
If your anxious thought is continually obeyed, you'll never get to see what exists beyond it. So the next time you're confronted with some anxious thinking, experiment and explore with it. Don't try to reframe it. Don't make it into a positive statement. Don't talk back to it. Just remove your attention from it. Let it pass and see what exists beyond it. The power anxiety holds is that we give it our attention, and we hold the power in where we place our attention, and we can remove it whenever we wish. This is something I experiment with to this day, and every time I'm met with an anxious thought, I find out what lives beyond it when I stop paying attention to it.